Hey guys, my name is Nogan and welcome to my C++ series. So in today's video, we are focusing on C++ reference functions with global and local variables. So if you guys haven't watched the previous video, I'm going to link it up there. It was about C++ use-defined functions. So go and watch it before you can watch this video to get more information about function C++. So in today's video, we're going to be focusing on reference functions. Now, reference function C++ is a function that copies the memory location of a variable declared in the form parameter. So, what I'm going to do right now, guys, I'm going to declare a global variable. Now, global variables are a variable declared outside the main function. So, as a variable that is declared outside this main function, as you can see here. So, I'm going to include a comment here, say global variable. I'm going to say const integer. The variable name is going to be pay rate. $25. Okay. So I'm going to include two function prototypes. The first function will be a void function. Void get payment information. Okay, so this function is going to contain two reference parameters. So it will be int hours and also int days. Awesome. Now guys, a reference parameter is a variable that has now this ampersand sign here, which is this end, as you can see here. Now this n here is a reference operator, which means these two formal parameters declared in this function of get payment information, they are reference, which means they're going to copy this memory location, where this memory location will be now copied from this function to the other function, as you can see. So I'm going to include another function of int salary payment. So it's going to also have like an int hours worked, int days worked. Awesome. Now these two functions, guys, are going to do a calculation where we're going to calculate an employee, like how much like his salary is in a month. So I'm going to give these functions a definition, which is a function body. So I'm going to say void again get payment info int hours days. Awesome. Now in this function, guys, this function will get information, which means it's gonna get the hours worked by the employee and also the days worked. So I'm gonna use cout statement to say cout. The message will be so enter the number of hours worked seen so you can include hours worked. Then cout statement again, because we want to see that the user now must also enter the days worked, the number of days worked. Awesome. Okay. So guys, I'm going to give also now this int salary function here also a definition of body, so we can do calculations where we can calculate like how much is the salary payment for an employee at the end of the month. So I'm going to say int again, give the function a body salary, the function name. Awesome. Okay, so in this function, guys, we're going to do a calculation like I mentioned. So I'm going to declare now a local variable. Now a local variable is a variable that is used locally in the body of the function that has been declared in. So in this body of this function, we can declare a variable called int amount paid. Initialize to 0. Okay. Which means in this body of this function of salary payment, this int amount paid is a local variable that can only be used in this function. But now this variable that has been declared outside here, as you can see on top of like the global variable of const int payment, pay rate, this variable can be used by each of these functions. But now because we declare a variable inside a scope of a body of the function, this variable int of amount paid can only be used in this salary payment function. So I'm going to say now amount paid is equals to the hours worked by the employee times the days they worked. Okay, let's put this in parentheses. Okay, and also like how much is it getting per hour, which means it's going to be 25, and 25 is being declared here as pay rate. So we're going to now only call this include this pay rate variable name here as our amount paid per hour. Awesome. Okay, now this function, guys, also has to return a value, which means we'll include the return statement and we're going to return the amount. Awesome. Now in this main function, guys, here I'm going to eventually now here include again two variables that are actual parameters that have to be used with this functions being declared before here. So in here I'm going to say int num hours num days. Okay, now I'm going to say I'm going to call the function of get payment. Now num hours will be our first variable and num days. Okay, let me just include a end line so we can just make a space between the function being called, and another function will be salary payment. Okay, so this function that we're calling is going to share the same variables because now we're copying the same memory location that's been shared throughout these two functions. Awesome. Okay, so let me just include a shell statement so we can see the net salary payment is. Just include this int line here. Awesome. Okay, guys, so what's going to happen, guys, in the main function here, this function of get payment, this one here, will be called. When it's called, it's going to jump here where this body will be executed, where all the statement in here will be executed, where the user has to input the hours and also the days worked. Afterwards, now inputs those two values. This function will be called here. Salary payment will be called based on these two actual parameters that are sharing the same memory location. Now a reference parameter, which is a reference variable in this function, is going to copy the same information that has been stored in this int variable here from here to here and also here. So which means these two functions that have been called, they share the same memory location, which means I'm going to copy the data from this to this and also here. That's why you'll see in a moment when we run the program that they're going to give us a correct value. So guys, go to local in debugger, click on it. Awesome. So the number of hours worked by the employee is going to be 100, and the days worked to work 18 days in the month. So let's say enter. Awesome. As you can see guys, the net salary payment is 45,000 of the employee, which means the employee has worked 18 days in a month, and also based on the pay rate, as you can see on top, which is like a local variable here, which means that the calculations took place in the salary payment function, where in here we said that the employee has worked 18 days and 100 hours, which means this function here did the calculations where the 100 was now being copied and pasted here, and the number of days worked is 18 times how much he gets per hour, which is like 25 rand. So guys, as you can see now, we got our value here, which is on point. Okay, so guys, as you can see, we used functions again, but now we use a reference operator or reference parameters that is copied, that has been used in this first function of void, as you can see here. So we can copy the same memory location and use the same data that's been stored in this reference operators variables here, in this function of get, and also in the salary. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe to my channel, click on the bell notification, and visit the repost on my channel.